Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. I hope you've had a very restful, relaxing weekend. Today, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the process of adding an assignment to your classes. And once again, we're here on the startup page on Blackbaud. I'm going to go ahead and hover over my classes option, and I'm going to go ahead and select my Spanish 2 section 3. This is a class that I want to go ahead and concentrate on for the moment. So, usually on the weekends, I like to take my time and I like to add my assignments so that my students know what they should be working on for the week. Once we are here on the bulletin board tab, you will see that you have your assignments tab here, which you would click on. Before I do that, though, I also want to let you know that you can add an assignment from your gradebook. So if you click Launch Gradebook, if you look at your upper left-hand corner, you also have that option to add an assignment or a discussion to your gradebook. However, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the process from this option over here. So once on my bulletin board, I'm going to go ahead and click on my assignments tab. And I am concerned with this add button to the left-hand side of my screen. So I'm going to click on the drop down, and I have three options that I can select from. Because this assignment that I will be adding is just a classwork assignment is my option, pretty straightforward. If I had a quiz that I wanted to create on Blackbaud for my students to complete on Blackbaud, I would then select the assessment option. Know that you can also create discussion questions as well and have that added to your assignments. For my situation at the current moment, I'm just going to go ahead and select assignment. Once you click on assignment, you are brought over to this dialog box, which has plenty of fields that you are going to want to go through. Anything with an asterisk is going to be a required field that needs to be completed. Obviously, the first one is the title. So for me, it's going to be vhlcentral.com practice activities. And I'm actually going to go ahead and add open mod here because these are to be completed um, during an open mod in my classroom. Here, so as you can see, this does not have an asterisk, so technically I could leave it blank. However, I do want to provide a little more guidance. I want to reiterate the fact that my students are to complete these activities in my classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and state that again here. So I'm just stating that these activities are to be completed in my classroom unless other arrangements have been made. And then I want to go ahead and add the list of the activities that they are to complete so there's no confusion. So here they are. And the only thing that I'm going to worry about is just reformatting that list. So I'm just going to do that very quickly. Hopefully here. Let's see. And then the last one. Obviously, I can add something to the effect that if they have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Next thing that we're concerned with and we must select is an assignment type. So because I already created my gradebook, I have my categories here in my drop-down box. So this is a classwork assignment. They are to complete it in 009. So classwork it is. I can have a notification sent to them. So just kind of a nudge like, hey, you have an assignment that needs to be completed. And I continue scrolling down. As you can see, this abbreviation field is also has that asterisk, so it must be completed. So just something 10 characters or less in this field. So just gonna put lap one, week to open mod, open mod assignments. Click outside and it's not turning red, so I'm within the 10 characters permitted. The max amount of points, 100. Um, do I want it to publish the grade once I enter it? Yes. Do I want it to become a part of the cumulative grade? Yes, I do. So those are fine. Now, if this assignment were not on the website for the book that the girls use, perhaps I wanted to add a document, maybe with questions that they're to answer. If that were my situation, then I would go ahead and maybe browse and select a file to be added. Because the girls will be working off of a website, I'm just going to go ahead and add that link so that way they can't say that they didn't have access to it, they didn't know where to go. I'm just going to go ahead and put it here. And it'll be on their student view for them and ready to use. Continue scrolling down. So the next category that we're concerned with is this going to be a file submission? Are they going to submit something to me through Blackbaud? No, they're not, because I will have to go to the VHL Central website and go down my roster and check their work. So for me, I'm going to click no file submission allowed. In system submission would be if maybe I did have that worksheet with questions and I don't want them to hand in a traditional paper with their answers on it and I want it submitted through Blackbaud, then I would click in system submission and then how many pages do I foresee them turning into me? Well, if it's perhaps for English, if it's an essay that is so many words long and you calculate that it's maybe a 2-pager, then you would click on your drop down and select 2. If it's a longer essay or a longer assignment, then you would calculate and adjust accordingly. However, for this situation, in my case, it is a no file submission. So once again, once I click back on no file submission allowed, this drop down turns gray. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove, just go back to 0, click no file submission allowed for me. And I only want this assignment created once. And so I leave that option selected. I only have this one Spanish 2 section 3 class, so I don't need to maybe add other sections of this. Now, the last thing that I'm concerned with is when do I want this assignment assigned to them? So they're going to have the entire week starting Monday to complete this. It will be due on Friday. So I'm just going to go through my calendar and adjust. I technically could put the 22nd, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave the 21st because some girls like to do their planning on their weekend to see what they have coming for this weekend. So I want it to show up on their calendar as something that they will have to work on. So I'm just going to leave today's date on there. The time, well, right now it is about to be 11, so I'm just going to put 11 o'clock, the time that it'll show up. Once again, the due date for me will be Friday, so the 26th. And they will have until 11:55 p.m. to complete this. If on the website, actually, for me, they have until 11:59. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust that. So once you click the 11:55, you can come in here and adjust if you want to move until 11:59. And then the last thing that I'm concerned with is, do I want this assignment published now? If that's the situation, then I'm not concerned with anything else. However, if you are just doing kind of getting ahead for the week and this assignment, you're not even going to talk about it maybe until Wednesday, then you can go here and click assign date. And because maybe you entered Wednesday's date, it will not show up for the girls until Wednesday. The other option is that no, you don't want it published, period. Maybe you're still working on it, so you just don't want it to show up for the girls. If you select no, just know that you would have to go back into the assignment from your assignments tab and the list, and then you would have to edit it. Okay. For me, I'm going to just go ahead and leave that I want it to be published now. And then the last thing that you have here, the last option that you have available to you is assigned to. And maybe you're going to be concerned with this at any given point because perhaps a student needs to redo an assignment, but it's only for that student. So if that's your situation, you would go in here, you would create the assignment. When you get to this part, you would go here and edit, and you would say full section, or you would select your student, a particular student who would be redoing, I'm sorry, that assignment. Otherwise, it's going to publish to everyone. So I'm not going to mess with that at all. I'm just going to go ahead and lastly, I'm just going to save. And here I have that assignment that will show up for my girls as of now. Just know that you also have this other view, this calendar view to the right hand side of your screen, and you can click on that and you can look at maybe all the assignments that you have going for your classes. Students tend to prefer this view on their end, so you may see them looking at this maybe during your open mods and whatnot. But that is how to create an assignment. Let me know if you have any questions or if I didn't answer anything in particular. Okay, thank you, and I hope this tutorial is helpful.